Hello everybody, welcome to Ageless Rock. In my previous video on Lalibela monolithic churches, I have presented to you 11 impossible rock cut churches. Today, I'm going to show you a few more rock cut churches in Ethiopia. This time, it is in Ambager town of Amhara region. Dakmawe means second or repeat. Therefore, Dakmawe Lalibela means Lalibela number 2. The reason is that it is second to the main attraction of the world-famous Lalibela Rock Cut monolithic churches. Since it is called Dakmawe Lalibela, people tend to think it is in Lalibela. But actually, Dakmawe Lalibela Rock Cut churches are in Ambager town. Both are in Amhara region. The world-famous Lalibela Rock Cut churches are 55 kilometers from Dakmawe Lalibela in Ambager town. In order to avoid confusion, I will use Ambager Complex as what it is intended to be named. This interesting site is 2,800 meters above sea level, and I think it is not officially recognized as an archaeological site because a priest by the name of Gabriel Mescal Tesema was busy chiseling this site, trying to prove that it is humanly possible. However, his intention to prove humans can do this received some opposition because they are supposed to believe that King Lalibela created the famous Lalibela enormous monolithic churches with the help of angels because humans cannot do that in 24 years. The priest chiseled deeper into the bedrock, as you can see from the tool marks. The artworks on the wall are definitely like kids drawing with no precision. The modern chisels produce rough surfaces compared to smooth and dressed walls of ancient originals. I think this modern addition is more like graffiti and damaging the original megalithic monument. With glaring difference in quality, I am more confident to say that humans came along and recycled megalithic sites around the world as proven in Ambager Complex. It is important to remember that this site has no evidence that it was ever been used as a church. No one can tell with certainty that it was made by human. It is believed that it was built by King Lalibela just because it looks like the one in Lalibela. At a glance, this structure will tell you that this bedrock was sliced like butter from the top. The shape makes no sense for any intended purpose. It has no potential to become an underground building. It is ridiculous to remove so much bedrock and still has no feasible layout of a functional building. As you can see from the photo, the monolith is just a small structure called Magdas. The church is below this structure. No one knows what is this for. The entrance itself is very suspicious to me. It looks like it was not made to go down easily. Your first step is already very challenging for a normal person. Although it is called Church of Dabra Ephraim, this structure has no story to tell. The side carvings were made recently when we decided to call it a church. The original carvings are very obvious, made by machines that slice the bedrock like butter. If you look closely, you can tell easily that the modern hard chisels have no precision, lines are not straight, and gaps are inconsistent. This is more like a damage to a nicely dressed surface of an ancient wall. This structure cannot be used as a church simply because it is too small. As you can see, modern men came along and recycled them as a religious site and added new designs without precision and finesse. Dabrasion Church has a trench as an entrance. I wonder why make a trench a million times more difficult when all you need is simple stairs. By the way, take note of the mysterious rectangular hole. From my brief observation through videos on this site, I can say I found the footprints of the original ancient builders. The random rectangular holes in size and locations are present in all megalithic sites around the world. Even the less available mysterious grey tracks can be found here. Dabrasion Church is to me badly damaged by modern addition of artwork that clearly is no match for the high-tech tools of ancient builders. Church of Abraham has a cross on the top. This is the only design that is similar to the real monolithic church in Lalibela. It makes you think there is a connection between the two. But this site has nothing to do with the 11 rock cut churches in Lalibela. This structure is like a miniature of a prototype rock cut church of Lalibela with map of Ethiopia below the cross. I tend to think that this is where a smaller version was created to test the design and architecture of the real structure in Lalibela. Church of Mariam is probably the most impressive subterranean creation. However, this is nothing compared to those in Lalibela. As you can see here, works are still being done with modern tools to make it deeper. The ceiling is getting higher because the floor is getting lower. A little over 1 meter has been added to this part of this ancient site. Newer carvings can be easily identified, as you can see from these photos. They are like kids' drawings and has no precision. It lacks ability to do straight lines. The short lines do not have consistent gaps and angles. It would be great to be able to see just plain original wall with no inscription. Based on the scale given, the entire length of this site is only approximately 45 meters from east to west. I can't help but to think that this is actually a prototype of the real rock cut churches in Lalibela. Although this site is only about 50 meters long, the amount of bedrock removed is still an amazing achievement, if ancient Ethiopians can actually do it with ancient chisels. Most people tend to overlook the fact that an enormous amount of work has to be done before they can carve into the bedrock. Ancient builders need to remove a large triangular block of bedrock about 10 meters deep before they can carve 10 meters deep. With these 4 top-down rock cut churches, I think this site is a prototype for preparing the Lalibela monolithic churches. Church of Abraham is a very small prototype version of the enormous Church of St. George. Just like Damrajeshwar Temple is a relatively small prototype version of Kailasa Temple. While Kailasa is a Hindu temple and Lalibela is a Christian church, Takhte Rustam is a Buddhist monastery in Afghanistan, and Gunung Kawi is a Hindu temple in Indonesia. What are the odds that ancient people like to use very soft chisels on very hard material just to have a place to worship, and then took extreme measures to cover up their tracks? Well, that's all for today. Thank you for watching my presentation on Ambager Complex of rock cut churches in Ethiopia. See you next time. Dene nahu.